Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy. He's been watching the channel for a couple of years now. Definitely learned a lot. And he shares his story about events that happened many years ago with a gal that he was engaged to. And how ultimately he ended up kicking her to the curb after she did quite a bad thing. And you're going to see guys that definitely, while it was certainly warranted him kicking her to the curb, he should have done it a long time earlier than that. Unfortunately, the guy had many traits and did a lot of things your typical guys that didn't know any better would do. Whether they can be clueless guys, nice guys, whatever. And you're going to see, guys, how, like I say all the time in this story, how you have to pay attention to red flags. And if you don't pay attention to red flags, you could be inviting a lot of drama into your life. When you do know the red flags about different women and all that, you can then identify them and say, not dating that one. Or I'm not going to continue dating that one. I'm going to break up with that one. And also, guys, about how you have to check women when they're being disrespectful to you. You can't allow BS to go. You have to lay down the law in terms of like what you want in a relationship and stick by that. And if they don't go along with it, you end the relationship. Because if you don't, and women see weakness, they will exploit that, and they will, in some cases, because you're not acting like a man and you're not checking them when they're being a-holes to you, like you should, and they know they're being a-holes, they lose respect for you, and then they'll pull more BS, kind of like children do when a parent doesn't check a kid when he's being a little shithead. And it'll just get worse and worse and worse, and you guys can use your imagination there. You must follow these relationships for you relationship guys. So it starts off, he says, hello SSM. My name is Jesse, and I've been watching your channel for the last 2 years, and I want to thank you for what you're doing. And I'm going to get a lot of smacks in this one. Well, number one, you're welcome. And number two, thank you for watching me all these years. Really appreciate the support, brother. And number three, yes, you're getting some smacks. Growing up, I was very overweight, and at my worst, I was 360 pounds. I didn't get any attention from women, and I became depressed. Eventually, I turned things around and started running and eating healthy and lost 200 pounds. Bro, that is awesome. Guys, if you're watching this right now and you're overweight, you may not be 360 pounds, but you definitely know you need to lose some weight. It can be done today, not tomorrow, today. Get a gym membership. Start exercising. You don't know how to exercise or do anything? Hire a trainer. It's worth the money. And start eating healthy. You don't know how to cook? YouTube. Because I know you know YouTube because you see me on YouTube. Learn how to cook, what's healthy and all that. If it's really bad, register a dietitian. It'll save your life. He did it, so can you. Okay. Lost 200 pounds, started dating a lot for the first time. Well, when you change your body around like that, of course girls are going to notice you. I never had any serious relationships, but I had a lot of fun. I never wanted anything serious and was enjoying my new life. But I started drinking a lot, and around this time, I checked myself into rehab. Then you must have been drinking a hell of a lot, bro. I'm glad you understood that you had a problem and went to rehab. Because a lot of people that are alcoholics or drug addicts, they don't think they have a problem. I have one in the family, and believe me, getting that individual to go to rehab multiple times, quite the challenge. I was in rehab for 4 months and met some of the coolest people I've ever met, including a PORN star that I became friends with. He tells me her stage name, which I could look up if I want to, but no, guys, I can't say her name. But I'm going to be curious, look it up later. We didn't hook up because I was worried about catching something. Good idea. After I got out, I kept communication with her, and a year later, she introduced me to a woman I regret proposing to. Her name was Remy. You got set up, so your rehab PORN star friend introduced you to a friend of hers. That's not someone that you want recommending women from. Okay, that's a bad idea. I'm sure she was hot, and in fact, I know she was hot because when he describes of her in a moment, but bad idea. Bad idea. That's a red flag. Okay? It's not a good idea when the gals are introducing you to their friends because they know all the things about their friend, and I guarantee you they're not telling you. Anyway, he says, Remy was beautiful, slender, with a great ass and perfect C cups, and she played video games liked the movies I liked, and we all liked the same music. It seemed like a great match. Here's the catch. She was a single, wait for it guys, MOM of a 2-year-old daughter. Against my better judgment, we started dating, and after 2 months, Remy and her daughter moved in with me. Smack! Right there you heard it. She's hot, great ass, great tits, plays video games, likes the same movies. So cool. Remember, gals can be great actresses when they want to get a guy. And she's a single MOM. Does this mean that all single MOMs are bad people? No. I know some. And they try their best, and they're good people. But there are a lot of them are train wrecks, and they're deliberately looking for a guy, we all know this, to use, to exploit his resources for. And they treat that guy like garbage. He's a meal ticket. And take a wild guess what's going on here. I started to feel like I was part of a family. I bought her daughter toys, and we would bring them both for days at the park, and things were going great. Then one day, her ex filed for full custody. I'll spare the boring details, but he won custody. Hang on here. Last time I checked, the family courts are overwhelmingly in favor of the women. So if her ex filed for full custody of the daughter and got it, what does that tell me, and what they should have told you about her? That clearly she doesn't have a very good track record if the courts awarded him full custody. There could be things you don't know about her. This is not someone that you want to be involved with, let alone living with. But too late, she's already living in your house, and you're going to be the white knight. Now, brother, I know you know this, looking back and what you experienced and all that, but still, I have to point these things out for the young brothers that are new, and they don't make the same mistakes you did. After that, Remy became distant and sad. By the way, Remy, isn't that the name of the rat from the Ratatouille? Interesting name that you're choosing for this girl. She missed being a mom, so we decided to start our own family together. It didn't take long before she was pregnant. Smack! With her. You needed to break up with her. But now she's pregnant. At this time, she started going out with Beth more often, saying that she wanted to have fun with her friends before her pregnancy started showing. Define fun. She shouldn't be drinking. What are they doing when they're having fun? I wasn't comfortable with it, but I didn't want to be called insecure, original, or controlling. Smack. You're engaged. She's pregnant with your child. She shouldn't be going anywhere. You should have been laying down the law saying, not cool, not happening. Y'all want to come over here to the house and watch a freaking movie together. That's one thing, but you're not going out and doing all the, not happening. And by the way, who cares if she labels you as insecure or controlling? So what? You could say, well, you can go out and have fun with your girls' nights and all that while you're pregnant, or you can have me as a fiancé. You can't have both. You choose. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just giving you a choice. About a week into her girl trips, the SCX dried up completely. I started trying harder to please her, but that only made her colder towards me. Smack. Trying harder to please her. In other words, kissing her ass, making her up to be the queen. Women don't respect guys that are kissing their ass, treat them like the freaking queen when they don't deserve it. She knows that she's being a BIT to you. She knows there's shady things going on behind the scenes, and you're treating her better and trying hard. You're not getting any from her, so you're going to be extra nice and extra accommodating to get her to spread those legs for you again. That's not going to turn her on. But that's nice guy behavior that guys don't know. But you know what? Remember, this guy didn't say he had a lot of experience in relationships, so we'll give him a pass. This went on for about a month, and then one night she asked me if Beth and her friend of theirs could crash for a few days. I was trying to get back into her good graces, so I said yes. Smack. She should be trying to get back in your good graces. But she knows darn well that because she's hot, with the great ass and the great tits, which you made sure to mention in the beginning, that she got you. And your behavior, do you think any guy who is successful or successful with women, or the bad boy type or whatever, who's a prize, would be trying to get back in a girl's good graces or do all these things that you were doing when she started acting like a jackass? No. They kicked her to the curb, even though she was pregnant. But by doing this nice guy shit when she's being an a-hole, that's just making her lose more respect for you. When women don't respect you, they don't love you. And sometimes they'll just punish you more for acting like a pussy, for lack of a better term, until you man up and put them in their place. They want a guy that's a leader, that's strong, that isn't going to take their crap, they can respect. Later that night, Beth showed up with her friend, a man called T. I had no idea that their friend was a dude. She knew. I introduced myself and he seemed like a nice guy. We hung out and chatted for a bit and then went to bed. I was having trouble sleeping, so I noticed when Remy snuck out of bed. I got up and watched from my window, seeing Remy, Beth, and T getting in their car and driving off at 3 a.m. Gee, where are they going? And remember, his fiancée here is pregnant with his child. Well, with a child. We don't know if it's his child, and one can certainly question. And he should have definitely done a test. That's when you pretty much send her a text saying, get your ass back here right now and tell your friends to get out of here or we're done. I didn't go to sleep and had a horrible feeling that she was going to cheat on me. Newsflash, brother, there was cheating going on before. But looking back and knowing what I know now, she had been cheating on me for a long time. The following morning, the car came back and all three of them snuck back into my house and all three of them went into my guest bedroom. What were they doing? And what are they doing in your guest bedroom? I don't think they're playing Mario Party on the Nintendo. I don't think they're playing Candyland board game. I think they're playing another game. At the time, I thought I was being paranoid, so I just started making coffee for everyone until I heard noises coming from the guest room. I guess Candyland's getting pretty noisy. I walked in to see my pregnant fiancé, my friend, and T going at it. Remember, this girl is a his girl's friend is a PORN star who recommended her. Don't take recommendations, guys, and they're all going at it. I yelled, "Get the F out of my house." They, Remy, and Beth looked at me with shock and fear. Beth and T left immediately. Remy didn't cry or apologize because she doesn't give a shit. After initial shock, she gathered her things and left. She told me she was going back to her ex-husband and the daughter. Something tells me that that baby is probably the ex-husband's. I haven't seen or spoke to Remy since that morning. I don't know if she kept the baby or had a procedure. But since then, I've never dated again, and the way things are today, I probably never will. Since then, I started a small business and got myself the best dog in the world. Again, thanks for everyone. Thank you to SSM for what you're doing, and have a good day. So guys, there you go. Not a long story, but very important. What happens if you don't pay attention to red flags? And to know about the red flags. Here are the red flags. Don't date anybody that's involved in PORN. Don't date anybody or get involved with anybody that someone that is in PORN recommends. In fact, be very skeptical of any gal that a girl that you're friends with, acquainted with, work with recommends, because they know a whole lot about her that you're never going to find out. Better you find them on your own. And when a gal starts acting disrespectful, or all of a sudden many other things, you need to check them and call them on their BS. If it's minor things, you don't have to yell and act like a dick or anything like that, but you just check them. You got some self-respect. And when if you don't draw boundaries in your relationship, they don't know what boundaries to cross, even though, well, they do know boundaries to cross. And you have to enforce them. And the age-old, well, you can do all those girls' weekends and all these other things, or you can have a boyfriend or a fiancé, but you're not going to have both. Therefore, you're not being controlling or insecure. You're just saying, you're giving them options. End of story. And even if you are labeled controlling or insecure, which seems to be the common things nowadays, who cares? Because remember, guys, I want you guys to build yourselves up. I want you guys to do everything you can to build yourself up in every way, physically, emotionally, mentally strong, and create a good life for yourself that you're feeling so good that you'll never allow a-holes into your life, and if they do slip through, you can get rid of them. It's the weak guys that allow these a-holes into their lives and take advantage of them. Because guys that are considered to be high value, that type of title, they don't allow this shit to happen. I mean, things can happen to people, but they don't allow it to continue. Why? Because they feel good about themselves. Because they got lots of options. They got things going on in their lives. So I want you guys to do the same thing in varying degrees. Now, some of you may say, hey, SSM, I'm done with women. I'm not dating anymore. I'm certainly not doing relationships, and I sure as hell never get married. So what? Well, you should be building yourself up anyway. because you got people enter your life on a professional level or with friendships that could slither their way in and try to take advantage of you. And if you haven't built yourself up with the self-esteem and feeling good, you might let them wreak havoc in your life, or you might let your family take advantage of you. That's why you got to keep building yourself up. And when you feel good about yourself, amongst many other things, anybody, whether it's gals or family members or business partners or people you do business with, clients, friends, they're not going to take advantage of you. If they do, whoosh, they're gone, because you don't care. Because you're happy on your own, you're at peace, and you have your purpose, things you enjoy, end of story. So, very important things there. And yes, if you walk in on your girl getting double teamed, that's definitely a sign to get rid of her. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Let this guy know what you think. And also, guys, if you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. Definitely really trying to grow this channel this year. And the more you guys subscribe to the channel or my other channels, They Did What, or SSM Clips, the more people subscribe, YouTube thinks I'm doing great, and they'll promote me more, and I get more and more brothers out there joining the community and really helping each other out. That's my big goal for this year, really go through the roof in the numbers here. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.